out to you guys, man, winning an NBA title, man. It's a long time coming, and there's a lot of teams where I feel very relieved wins the NBA title. It was always OKC that I felt so relieved won a title because when the Pistons were struggling in the early 2010s, because of the bad draft decisions we made, OKC was making great draft decisions because at the time they were brand new in Oklahoma because their team was from Seattle. Clay Bennett had to move the team to Oklahoma because they couldn't afford to get a new arena in Seattle. And then to make things worse, Hurricane Katrina was tearing up the places, so the Hornets got scattered. A lot of teams got scattered, which is why there was a lockout in 2011. And then, around that time, you already had drafted KD, Westbrook, Harden. They made that run to the NBA Finals. And at the time, that was really when I was getting into basketball. Knowing how huge my dad was as a LeBron fan, it was happy for him, to LeBron win his first ring, especially on that Miami Heat team because you couldn't afford to lose back-to-back years. But it was all right because at the time, I'm like, Durant was a 4-time scoring champ. Mm-hmm. Russell Westbrook was becoming an all-star. James Harden was the best sixth man in the league. And then
one of the best six men of all time.
One of the best six men of all time, yeah. Because then he went off to go build a superstar in Houston. Westbrook, KD stuck it out together. Some injuries, but they, were here in the second, third round every other.
We could have done so much better with that team, though. KD and Russ had they got along, but not all the time. That's what screwed up our chemistry here and there, and that's why I don't think we ever made it to the finals and win a championship. And we had KD and Russ.
That Kobe and Shaq kind of stuff, though. Because at the time,
it's all about chemistry as well. Because SGA and J-Dub, let's be real, they had some of the best chemistry in the league. I mean, obviously, what happened, from the finals. I mean, you can just tell that they were always on point with that.
And seeing them, and I'm just like, man, I was the guy 10 years ago actually saying. I was in high school trying to convince people. I'm like, bro, Durant and West were better than Jordan and Pippen. Trust me. They're like, but how come they always choking in the playoffs then? I'm just like, one year KD was hurt and Westbrook won a scoring title trying to carry the load. And they missed the playoffs to the Pelicans. And, then the best chance they had for 2012 was that 2015-16 season. Now, I was disgusted when Curry hit that half-court shot during the season, but I didn't know, man, when it was like, oh, what a shot from Curry. That's the first time I started to, not like Steph Curry. I watched that game live in my living room. But I remember, who would have thought that would have been a reminiscent of what was actually going to happen instead of Curry being the splash brother Klay Thompson. And they were up 3-1. You're 48 minutes away from NBA Finals, and they blew it. And then it's like, at that point, well, KD got to just pay KD this summer. Keep it together and run it back. Durant went out to dinner with Russell Westbrook. And he's like, listen, I want to stay here. I owe it to Sam Presti, this organization, Coach Billy Donovan, to bring this city a championship. He said all that stuff to them in their face. And then I woke up one morning, man, let me tell you something. I never, if there was ever a real life doomsday, it was the 4th of July in 2016. There's fireworks and all this stuff going on, people celebrating the holiday. Me, I woke up, sunny outside, a cool breeze. I see Durant in a suit and tie on a press conference table. And then I just see Bob Myers. I'm like, why is the GM of the Golden State Warriors there? Bro, you already beat KD in the conference finals. And you just blew a 3-1 lead. Get on somewhere. Y'all just choked to the Cavaliers. Let it go, little bro. And then I seen him holding up the Warriors jersey. I'm like, oh, no, wait, what does this mean? Because he lost to him in the conference finals. Why would you go play for the team that eliminated you from going to an NBA finals when you were right there, not even an inch away from going back? And, man, when that happened, the cupcake joke became a thing. Seeing Russell Westbrook have one of the greatest MVP seasons of all time the next season because of that.
30-10-10.
That's my favorite MVP season ever. And I like SGA's a lot. He's the first ever Triple Crown winner in NBA history. But, Russell Westbrook had to do it by himself with Terrence Ferguson and Andre Roberson. Victor Oladipo was decent, man.
He carried that team on his back.
Yeah, he put him on his back. I mean, I remember that last game against the regular season game against Jokic and Murray on the Nuggets, man, he scored a half-court game winner to have a 50-point triple-double. And I just remember them saying, what a perfect ending to a historic day. And see, I teared up at the MVP presentation. I'm like, man, get Westbrook some help. Brought Carmelo and Paul George over there, and all it led to was Damian Lillard waving them goodbye. And it's like, at that point, how much pain can they really take?
Exactly.
You see,
yeah.
And Andy, I'm really glad I had you in here with this discussion about OKC, because there's a fake narrative. I go in the comment sections and it really makes me angry. You know, they're like, Shai Gilgeous Alexander, the ultimate foul baiter. You know, you can't touch him too hard, or you can't poke at him, it's a foul. Or, you know, this guy lives rent free from the free